I first met Helen when her mother was attending a teaching workshop with me about hypnosis, and we got to the part of the program where we were talking about the use of hypnosis with phobias. And her mother said, "Oh, my daughter is in your kitchen. She's not at school today. Perhaps she has a phobia about dogs, maybe, and she would like to work with you." So I went out into the kitchen and spoke to Helen. Just chatted with her for a couple of minutes and noticed that she was reading a book called Pigs Might Fly. I hadn't read the book, my children had read it, but she was very much enjoying that. And it turned out to be a very useful basis for the delightful conversation that we had in this demonstration that follows. About a month or so after this conversation, which really lasted maybe, I'm not sure, about half an hour, her mother and Helen were walking down the street and they saw two dogs coming along, and Helen was quite happy to go up to them, and she reported that she really liked one of them and the other she didn't like much at all. A few months later she had a dog, they still have it, she gets on very well with it, and 6 years down the track the dog is still there, she is still enjoying the dog, and there is no hint of any recurrence or any problem with dogs. It was such a debilitating, such a troublesome problem to her before this session that you're about to see. So I invite you, as you're looking at this, to see how this might be relevant to you in your practice, whether you're working with children or not. No matter how old we are, there's always a child not too far away. And I wish for you that in viewing this, you can not only appreciate the joy in this little girl who has made such a delightful change, but also have some way of bringing some part of that experience into your practice. Helen, how old are you?
11.
11, all right. Okay. What grade are you in at school?
5.
All right. What do you like about it?
Everything.
Everything? Really? Wow. Is there anything that you like especially? Anything that you like even more than everything?
Maths and sport.
Maths and sport. That's an interesting combination. What sport do you like?
Running.
Uh-huh.
And just games.
Oh yeah. Are you a fast runner?
Sort of.
Sort of. Do you like running short distances or long distances?
Long.
Long. Uh-huh. What sort of long distances do you like?
800 metres.
Oh, really? My goodness. I think when I was your age I could run 100 metres, but 800 metres? Don't you get tired towards the end of it?
Yes.
How do you keep going?
Just do.
You just do.
Start off slowly at the start.
Start off slowly, and then
Keep going slowly.
you keep going slowly.
Yep.
Yeah. And how do you go running with other people? Do you ever win races, or do you?
At school we usually time each other.
Oh yeah. So you're really trying to run against your time. You're not trying to compete with someone else. Isn't that fantastic? Great. And your mum said that you would like to be less frightened of dogs than you are. Yeah? How come? How come that's a problem to you?
I don't know, they're just scary.
They scary? Is the cat okay?
Yep.
You don't mind cats? Okay. Kangaroos?
I like them.
You like kangaroos? Wallabies?
Yep.
Wombats?
Yep.
Okay. Emus?
Yep.
You like emus? I'm scared of emus. After I've helped you with the dogs, maybe you can help me with emus. I'm very scared of them. You ever been near an emu when they kind of look at you like that?
Yeah.
They give you such a funny look. So, how long have you been scared of dogs?
Not ever.
Ever? All right. So I presume you don't have a dog? Any neighbours have dogs?
Yes.
Yeah. So you keep away from them, I guess, do you? Yeah. So what do you think would be different if you weren't so scared of dogs? What would be different for you?
I don't know, I'd just be able to pat them but I don't like it.
Don't like what?
Patting them and being near them.
No. What is something you don't like about that? What is it?
I don't know, I just feel like they're going to hurt me.
Oh. So it'd be nice to be able to pat them, like you pat a cat or a... Have you ever patted a wallaby or a kangaroo?
Don't think so.
They're very soft to pat. They've got softer fur even than a cat. They're fun to pat. Or if you get a chance to, I think that would be really nice. And what do you know about hypnosis? Because you probably know that your mum's learning about hypnosis. This is a hypnosis workshop.
I don't know much.
You don't know much. Well, a lot of people say a lot of silly things about hypnosis, but it's a bit like, when you were reading your book out there, you can get really interested in reading it, and you can maybe even imagine that some of the things that you're reading about are actually happening. You kind of get into the story, and there may be some other things that are going around you, like there might be some cars outside and some kids next door, or the wind might blow or something, and you don't pay attention to that because you're enjoying the book, you're reading the book, you're concentrating on it. Do you know what I mean? Well, hypnosis is a bit like that. It's a bit like just finding a way of concentrating on something. Pardon me. And then when you concentrate on that, after a while you start to not need to think about other things. You don't need to be concerned about other noises or other people around. Probably when you were reading you knew that Jerry was over in the other part of the room, but I bet some of the time you didn't pay any attention to that because you were so busy reading. And often when someone starts to go into hypnosis, they begin to feel rather pleasantly comfortable, a bit kind of relaxed. And you know what it's like when you pat a cat, and sometimes you pat the cat and it kind of settles and looks really cozy. Well, for some people, going into hypnosis feels a bit like that, as if you can kind of settle into something and feel safe and cozy. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm wondering if you can begin to notice anything like that happening for you now.
Yes.
Good. So you could just let that continue. There's nothing you need to do, really. You don't need to really listen to me. You don't need to give any particular attention to what I'm saying. If you wanted to, you could even close your eyes and just let your mind think about something pleasant, something you could enjoy, maybe remembering what it was like reading that book. And you're reading Pigs Could Fly. What was happening in that book? Can you just leave your eyes closed for a while and tell me what you were reading about, what's going on in that book?
She's in the wrong land.
She's in the wrong land. Oh dear. And is that funny or is that scary or what is that?
She wants to get back home and she's looking for a way back home.
Ah, right. And do you think she's going to find a way back home?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And now that she's in the wrong land, what's her name?
Rachel.
Rachel. Now that Rachel's in the wrong land, how is she feeling? Is she feeling sad or scared or...
Scared.
Scared. Oh, right. Okay. So, how do you think she's going to get back into the right land, to get back home?
Somebody else has been there. They call them outsiders.
Oh, yeah.
And she's trying to go back into how that boy got back into his time.
Oh, right. So she's going to follow that somehow?
Yeah.
Like a path through time?
Yeah.
Okay. And you haven't read how she's going to do that yet.
Mm-hmm.
But you can enjoy knowing that she's going to find a way back and she'll find a path and she'll get back home and she'll be... How do you think she'll feel when she's got back home?
Happy.
Happy, yeah. Now I wonder if you could imagine that we could have another story. And this story won't be about Rachel. This story is going to be about someone called Helen. Could you go along with me and pretend that we're going to have a story about someone called Helen? And Helen lives normally in a place where there are cats, kangaroos and wallabies and wombats and all kinds of lovely furry things that she loves to pet. And she's got into the wrong land. She's got into the wrong place. And she's scared where she is because she doesn't want to be there. She wants to come back home, get back home. And when she gets back home, she's going to feel really happy to be back home. And something interesting is going to be there when she gets back home. Something that she didn't know that she was going to like. Because in the land that she was in, that was the wrong land, she was scared. But when she gets back home, she's going to feel happy. Now, she hasn't got back to that happy place that she knows as home yet. She's got to find a way there. And what's going to be really interesting for this girl called Helen is that when she gets back there, there's going to be a dog there. And that dog is going to be very friendly. And it'll seem strange to Helen in the wrong land, because she's scared there, that when she gets back home, that dog is going to be friendly. And it's going to have fur like a cat. It's going to have fur like a kangaroo, like a wallaby. And it's going to be very friendly, and she's going to be happy to see it. Now, she hasn't got back there yet. What do you think about that idea?
Exciting.
Huh? Exciting, yeah. So she's in the wrong land. And when she gets back to that place, she's going to be happy and she's going to be excited. Now, it's not going to be 100 metres to get back. It's going to be something more like 800 metres. And she might want to run back home. But she doesn't have to be in a hurry, does she? She can start off slow. Could you imagine that Helen is starting to head back home? And when she gets home, she's going to be happy and excited, and that dog is going to be there. I wonder what it's going to look like. What do you think that dog's going to look like? We can tell this story because we're writing it as we go along, making it up as we go along. What do you think that dog's going to look like?
Brown and shaggy.
Brown and shaggy. Yeah. Is it going to be a big dog or a little dog?
Big one.
A big one. Okay. And do you know what that dog's name's going to be?
No.
No? Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
I don't know. How about we make up a name together? Because we want it to be a name that when Helen sees it, she's going to think, oh, what a lovely dog. She's going to really like this dog. She's going to really know that it's friendly. I wonder whether we could call the dog Brown, Shaggy, Friendly. Or we could call it Friendly, Shaggy, Brown. Or we could call it Shaggy, Friendly, Brown. I don't know, something like that. What do you think? Or we just call it Friendly, or we call it all those names?
All of them.
Okay. So we've got all of those names, and we're going to have Shaggy, Friendly, Brown, Brown, Friendly, Shaggy, Friendly, Shaggy, Brown, all those different names. It's going to be the same dog. It's going to be large and brown and friendly. And Helen's going to get back there and be excited and be happy to be back there. So can you watch her as she starts along that 800 metres? She starts on that. Okay. And just let her start slowly. There's no hurry, is there? She doesn't have to rush. How's she doing?
Good.
Yeah, good. Pretty soon she'll start to leave that scary feeling behind her back in the wrong land. And as she gets closer and closer to home, she can feel that happiness and that excitement. I don't know when she'll start to feel the happiness and the excitement, and when she'll stop feeling the fear and the scary feeling. How far along the 800 metres has she gone so far?
Almost halfway.
Almost halfway. Right. She's really a fast runner, isn't she? Make sure she doesn't go too quickly, because we want her to really look forward to getting home and seeing that friendly, shaggy brown. The big, beautiful, lovely dog that's going to be there. And as she's continuing, she's starting to feel a bit of that excitement yet? Mm-hmm. She's starting to feel some of that happiness yet? Okay. So, how far along that 800 metres is she now?
Halfway.
She's halfway. Wow. That's fantastic. So, she can just take her time, she doesn't have to hurry. And I wonder what she's feeling, thinking that she's left that scary feeling back in that wrong land. What does it feel for Helen to think, oh, that scary feeling is back there? What's that like for her?
Good.
It is good, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So just let her continue running. And let me know when she's got to the three-quarter way at home. Must be coming up to 3/4. She's getting close to that. Mm-hmm. And what's she doing now?
She's still there.
Yeah, still there. Yeah. And I wonder if when she gets back home, if you could imagine, just imagine that you are Helen and pretend that you're Helen. Could you do that? And pretend that when Helen gets home, that you're going to be able to feel what it's like for her to feel so happy and so excited about that big brown shaggy dog. And it might even be that you could, when you get back, when she gets back, you could open your eyes and imagine that there's a dog there. Would that be fun to do? Okay. So is she nearly back home yet? How close to home is she?
3/4.
3/4 already. Wow. She's really moving along, isn't she? Only 200 metres to go. Do you know what 7/8 of that will be? I mean, I know you like maths. Have you done fractions?
Yes.
Okay, what will 7/8 be? Didn't have to get
100.
Yeah, 100 to go, exactly. So let me know when she gets to 7/8. So she's only got 100 to go.
She's there.
She's there, wow. And as she looks to that last 100 metres, maybe she can see a little dot. That little dog. It's actually not a little dog, but from 100 metres it looks little. And she's starting to feel happy about that and excited about that. Okay. And let me know when she's got just 50 metres to go, because as she's coming that last little while, that dog looks bigger and she can feel even happier and even more excited. Is she at that 50 metres to go yet? Yeah. Let me know when she's got 25 metres to go. Getting pretty close to the finish of this, isn't she? How's she feeling? Pretty excited about getting back home out of that wrong land and back home with all the lovely furry creatures and that dog. Okay, so let me know when she gets to the end of the 800 metres. Is she nearly there?
She's there.
Hmm?
She's there.
She's there. So just imagine that you are now Helen, and just imagine that you're going to open your eyes and you're going to imagine that there's a dog there, and you're going to pat it. How's that going to feel?
Oh, good.
Yeah. And what happens as you do that? Is that dog excited to see you? Is
Yes.
that dog happy to see you?
Yes.
Yeah. And you're happy to see the dog?
Yes.
And you're happy to feel happy?
Yes.
Isn't that beautiful? Mm. And what is it like for you to know that that is what happened to Helen? What would that be like for you to know that that could also happen to you? Would that be fun?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know that sometimes dogs get very excited?
Yes.
Yeah. And some dogs get so excited that they jump on you and they knock you over, and they're a nuisance sometimes, dogs. Do your friends ever do that kind of thing? Do you have friends that get so excited that they jump on you and knock you over?
No.
You don't? I've got friends that do that to me sometimes. They get very playful, and my kids do that to me sometimes too. They jump on me and knock me over. But it's important to know that some dogs get a bit excited. And they want to lick you on the face. You just need to know that some dogs want to lick you on the face or lick you on the toes or something. Dogs do that kind of thing. And you don't have to let them lick you if you don't want it. But they get excited and want to do that kind of thing sometimes. Is that okay for them to want to do that? Okay. So, what do you think's happened since we've been talking?
Things have been changing.
Hmm?
Changes.
Changes, yeah. And are those changes okay? And how do you know that the changes that we've been imagining are actually going to really happen for you?
Feel different.
You feel different. Mm. Can you tell me something about that feeling? How you feel different?
Feels like there's just been some blanket waved over the top of me.
Oh, right. That sounds very nice. And it might even be that that blanket is like a magic carpet. And all of the worries and the fears and the scary things can just jump back onto that magic carpet and go back to the wrong land, because you don't need those scary things anymore, do you? So when you see a dog, I hope you're not going to get too happy and too excited. You're not going to go rushing up to every dog you see, are you? You're not going to be difficult. Your mother's not going to have to bring you back here and say, I need some help with Helen, because every time she sees a dog, she rushes up to it and pats it and wants to take it home. We've got 17 dogs at home, and she's got another 50 dogs that she wants to bring there. She loves dogs so much that it's driving me crazy. Please give her that scary feeling back. I don't think it's going to be like that. You'll be able to manage that. Okay. Well, I want to thank you for being willing to play along with me like this. It's nice to have a conversation with you and come back from the wrong land and see you looking forward to having a good time with dogs. And to know that sometimes they get a bit jumpy, and you might need to kind of push them a bit, you know what I mean? But you don't need to be scared of them, do you? They might need to be scared of you. Do you think? You might push them, right? You're not going to lick dogs in the face, though, are you? No, okay. But if they want to lick you in the face, you'll just push them down and don't want them to do that. Okay. Is there anything else that you might want me to say before you open your eyes? So, are you ready to let your eyes open? Okay. Did you know that that was what we call hypnosis? It's a silly thing to call it. I mean, you're just using your imagination and having a good time. You've got a very good imagination, haven't you? And it's good to know that you can use your imagination in ways that are helpful for you. I know that sometimes we get scared and we imagine that things are there and going to scare us. But we can also use our imagination in a way that's helpful. It's great to know that you can have that choice.